Yeah. What's up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the Wise Take MLB DFS podcast. I'm your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I am joined once again by the triple OG. Not one, not two, but three of the Wise Take Nation. Mr. Patio Joe. You can find him on Twitter at Patio Joe Ref. Joey, my man, how you doing, bro?
Doing well. It is, Tuesday night. It is, we're into July and just chilling, hanging out.
Chilling, man.
Nothing big. Another day, another
Nothing
dollar.
quite like this summer, man. You know what I mean? Nothing quite like this summer. Don't get me wrong. I don't love the heat, but when you have the right things, resources available, you have the right cookouts, you have the right stuff from maybe a pool or some sort of cooling system. Summer is beautiful. You know what I mean? It's nice to go out there and grab some heat. I'm doing about as well as you can do for a guy that went all in on Reynaldo Lopez and was stuck doing, preparing for 4th of July festivities at my own house. And so I was not able to make the changes, even though Roth did try to tell everybody and Paulie tried to tell me. I just didn't have my phone on me and just didn't have the resources to make the move. But considering I had, 100% of my teams were gone from gate, it's like I'm doing all right, Normally, I'd be pretty angry and lighting up the Twitter world, So.
Yeah, I had two teams with him too, so don't feel bad. I think he was about 20% owned, so he screwed my best team up too. So don't feel bad.
He was like 40-something% owned on DraftKings. So believe it or not, like there's a lot of people that are cashing even with him because a lot of the cheap pitchers did bad, and that was like the chalk build today was to get cheap pitching. Charlie Morton just dominated. He had a monster game. I came off of him on a team also, so that was glorious. It was just a great day in general, sarcastically. But the good thing about baseball, Joe, is that we have another slate tomorrow. So I'm excited to move forward with this one. Another big slate. Normally on Wednesdays we have the slate chopped up into two because of 4th of July on Thursday. And we're going to have day games. Then it looks like it's all night games. So it's basically like another Tuesday slate. 14 games. We've got a little bit of everything once again. We've got some arms. We've got like aces like Chris Sale, for example. We've got Walker Buehler, another example. We've got Coors on this field. There is a lot to like. In the meantime, Joe, cash games as we always start with. SP1s? Is it Sale or is it Buehler?
I'm gonna go with Walker Buehler on FanDuel right now. Chris Sale is coming off of his last start was against the White Sox, and he went with a 33, and then his start before then was against these same Blue Jays, and he put up a 30, struck out 8 guys. But at 11-2 on FanDuel, he's not going to give that. That's not winning you anything with a 30. He needs to give you above 50 tomorrow, and it's not like he can't. But I just think for seeing this team for the second time now in almost 10 days, I think he's more of a GPP option more than a cash option to me, at least on FanDuel. Buehler to me, he's coming off of a start in Coors where he got roughed up a little bit, but before then he was pitching just as good or better than Sale. So for a little bit less on FanDuel and just as good as matchup in his home park. Against the Arizona, a team that on June 3rd, 8 innings, 2 hits, 11 strikeouts, 1 earned run, 64 on FanDuel. So I just think that Buehler is a better play at just a little bit less of the money as your SP1 tomorrow.
I understand, man. And again, it's going back to like the traditional school of thought for cash games is like you got to play Sale. But in this particular era, this particular season, it does seem like you kind of have to prioritize those bats. Once again, Coors, it didn't necessarily break the slate, but it did. I think it was like, 15 runs in that game? 17 runs, something like that. Just continues to produce. And the prices aren't like terrible to where you can't get some. So I'm with you. I can understand when it come down to Bueller. I think I personally would prefer to stick with Sale and cash and prefer Bueller in a tournament, but I totally understand saving the money because when we talk about SP2s, there's not a ton of guys that we're going to feel good about, and not a ton of guys we're going to feel good about saving money on. So, Joe, let's talk about some SP2 options potentially.
Oof, boy, yeah, there's not a lot. We were talking about it. The guy that we kind of fell on both was Chris Archer. He has some good history against these Cubs, and the Cubs have been kind of cold the last few days and such. So I don't mind Archer. Speaking of what we have on such a big slate, to have such a small little of SP2s that we really want to go after. There's really nobody else that I would kind of look at. I'm just not seeing it. Maybe we talked about Gerardo. If you're just going to go with, a floor game and not expecting a lot of strikeouts, but everybody else down there below, I just don't like them. I mean, we have the guy Wakespeak, Quantrill, Lambert. You're not going to go after those guys. So, to me, it's probably Chris Archer.
I'm with you. DraftKings, he's Sam, which is always a plus for the Wise Tech Nation. But Archer has some alarmingly bad numbers this year as far as like barrels, hard contact, all the stuff you don't want to see. He's got it, but he is at home in a fairly large park. It's going to be warm and humid, so it's not the best pitching environment, but it is still at least a large park. The Cubs have been kind of cold. Not like cold like the whole team, but cold as in like it seems like one or two guys is typically getting the job done. It's been like Hayward's been hot. Kyle Schwarber's been kind of swapping in with Rizzo over which one of those guys is going to do well. But they're looking at their projected lineup, only 3 projected lefties. Like that's all you can really hope for with Archer. So we'll have to see the lineup. The Cubs can get pretty strikeout heavy depending on who they play. We'll have to see what they roll with. But I think for now, he's the guy that I would go with. I mean, I don't see anyone else that I would feel comfortable with in cash. And Archer, I don't even feel comfortable with him, to be honest. But I don't see nobody else, so I'm with it. Let's talk tournaments, Joe. SP1s, is Sale even in the picture for you at this point? Or because like today we had a lot of cheap guys we thought we did. We got burned a little bit by rain, but like we thought we had a lot of cheap guys. This particular time, I think the public perception is like, I don't really like what I see down there. So are you gonna go up there and grab one of these guys this time or not?
Up top, yeah. I mean, I think that it's depending on whoever you want to put in your cash game. I think, the other guy is the GPP, the other option. You guys got, Bueller. I think Bueller will be the more of a GPP option because people will just go to Sale. So I like Bueller better. Up top, the guy, I think, we got to look for price discrepancies. And, you got Domingo Germán, that's 10-1 on DK, but then on FanDuel, he's 8-4. So I think he's way more, or 8-1. He's way more of an interesting option on FanDuel than he is on DK. And then Clevenger, you don't know. He's just coming off of he had a start where he got hurt on Friday, but he was just hurt a little while ago. So you just don't know what you're going to get. John Means being that expensive is just crazy to me. So it's tough sledding tomorrow. It really, really is.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Looking at things from a tournament perspective, you almost like wish you can at least go double spend up and try to find the value that way. But even that, like the only other spend up you want is really Bueller. It puts you in a weird position. I think that Duffy may get looked at in tournaments. At home, doesn't have the best history against Cleveland, but we did see like John Means and some of these other guys have good games against Cleveland. Who's been kind of hot or cold. Even today, they did well. They put up a lot of runs, but they didn't, like, it was all small ball kind of stuff. So still waiting for them to kind of erupt. But Duffy, I think, could be looked at. I personally don't think I come down there. It's hard, I just feel like I would play Archer over him. You know what I'm saying? As far as the pricing goes. But they made the prices interesting. John Means is now 8-4 on DraftKings. Great Park against Tampa. So there's some stuff to think about. But again, these aren't guys you're going to be able to pair with like Sale or Bueller like comfortably. So there are definitely some decisions we got to make. Like even Sonny Gray is 9-2, bro. Sonny Gray is 9-2 in this world. Yeah, I don't really see a ton pitching wise. Let's talk about some bats, Joe. What are some of the bats that stand out to you the most?
Tomorrow, first off, I think the Astros team you got to look at. They're right now. They're going up against Peter Lambert, who I saw in person last week, and he is terrible. So both teams right now, the Astros are implied for 7.3 runs, and the Rockies are 6.4. So to me, it's Astros number one stack. Number two, you got to go with the Rockies. It's just the way it is. Even if some of the pitchers seem to do well, guess what? The bullpens are just going to be terrible. Like what happened today? It was 15 runs. So you got to have some of that. Those are the top two stacks of the night. I know it's boring and it is what it is, but seeing what's out there, they're still the top stack, even though that there's some other decent options.
I feel like it's a very similar situation to today. You have cores on the slate, but then there's a lot of guys that you're like, well, I could pick on this guy, I could pick on this guy. You know what I mean? And this time there wasn't as many pitchers that we liked, which means that there should be more hitters that we like. And it doesn't really, but yet you still find yourself going right back to cores and picking on Peter Lambert and even Wade Miley, who, 90 degrees. Give me 90 degrees in cores. So I'm with you. It continues to kind of do its thing. The pricing is still, even on DraftKings, the pricing is still good. Ryan McMahon, I know it's lefty on lefty. He probably won't even play, but even better, you're going to get like Garrett Sampson, who's probably in the threes, and you're going to get like on DraftKings, you're going to get like Trevor Story's only 4,500 against a lefty. It's just, they're kind of like letting you do it, and it's going to be popular, but it's hard to argue against when they do that. At least in cash, right? Like maybe go to Coors and cash and try your luck in tournaments, but even in tournaments, it's kind of hard to get off of Coors Field again. They're affordable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are.
Up sales.
The other offense probably then I'd probably look at right underneath them would be the Red Sox. They just came out today and just smashed Thornton, and now they got some guy named Wagspack and that bad bullpen. So I like the Red Sox tomorrow. The team that I'm surprised that has an implied run total of 6 is the Nats. They're facing Alcantara, who is a decent pitcher. I just don't see how they're at 6. What do you think about that? That's a lot.
Where are you seeing the Nats?
Okay. Strasburg.
Okay. They're at 605. Are they on the FanDuel slate?
Oh, maybe they are. I don't know. They're the only game that's not on the slate tomorrow?
No, there's a early White Sox game, a makeup game, I guess.
Okay.
And then at 6:05, It says Nationals Miami.
Okay. That's still weird. Don't you think that's weird that they have a 6-run total?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is strange. Yeah. But it's because it's Strasburg. That's all. But the total's high. It's probably a good hitting environment because of humidity. 71% humidity. But that is strange though to see them with a. Too bad they're not on the slate.
Who are you looking at?
Was that?
Yeah. Who else are you looking at?
I think the Rangers are kind of interesting. I mean, I'm not getting, look at super contrarian here, but Griffin Canning is home run prone. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he's going to see a lot of lefties. He's been giving up a lot of power to lefties. He's been striking out lefties too, don't get me wrong. So I think you can make an argument against if you wanted, but I think in Arlington and in this heat, I think I would lean towards the Texas side. They are just loaded with lefties. And, dude, they're really cheap. I mean, I'm looking at FanDuel. I'm sorry. On FanDuel, they were really cheap. Oh, man, that ruined me. Oh, dude, that ruined me so much. I had the FanDuel tab clicked, so it's showing me, like, all these threes, which on DraftKings is super cheap. And I'm just like, oh, look at these guys. I'm going to play Sale and Bueller together, and I'm going to stack the Rangers. That's what I thought I was going to do. Then I was like, you're an idiot. This is FanDuel. There's no way DraftKings would do that. And I was right. But, Joey Gallo, maybe some Odor Mazzaro, Calhoun, Chu. I can get behind it, man. I can dig it.
Oh, all those lefties.
All those lefties. Give me all those lefties.
I also like the Braves tomorrow against Pavetta.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the Braves at all. I think in June they're like highest ISO, highest WRC plus. They did really, really well offensively in June. And I'm totally fine with him. I will say this: if you are looking to stack cores, Pivetta on DraftKings is interesting. And the only reason I say that is because even in games where he hasn't done well against the Braves, and the Braves have tattooed him before, but he's like walking away with like 12 to 15 points a lot of these games. He's had some big games against them as well. So like there's a world where he gives up like 2-3 home runs, but he gets enough and lasts long enough to pay off a cheap price tag like 6.2 on DraftKings. And allow you to get to cores. But I am with you, though. I do think the Braves are a very attractive offense against Pivetta, who's looked shaky at best. And the Braves are just hot, man. They're just playing well. They saw Nola today. Nola's a good pitcher. It is what it is. Nola's a good pitcher. Yeah, can I interest you in Jason Vargas at 8K against the Yankees in Citi Field? Some decisions, man.
I think on FanDuel, he's way more in play.
How much is he on FanDuel?
He's not that expensive on FanDuel. He is he's 6'3".
Oh, wow. No respect.
I mean, he is around like he is literally. You got Wakespick, Stanek, Lambert, Bryce Wilson, Quantrill, Detweiler, Wade Miley.
He's gonna be chalk on FanDuel tomorrow, man.
Like then Vargas at 6'3". Like he's so
he's gonna be chalk over there, man. People that want to stack cores, and like cores is getting more and more popular again, and the people that want to do it, they're gonna see him down there like, hey man, he's doing dirties. He's doing dirties to thy neighbors. You know what I mean?
I had him last start, and he did just fine.
Oh, his neighbors are pissed right now because they're getting dirty every fifth day. You know what I mean? Like they are pissed right now.
He's the ultimate troll right now. He literally is the ultimate troll.
The neighbors don't like that mouth at all. Yeah, but 8K on DraftKings, definitely harder to pull that trigger, especially when you're trying to play Bueller or Sale already, and like you're like, I'm not even getting a break. But on FanDuel at 6.3, he may end up being chalk, like in tournament chalk, like not like the chalk, but like trendy, right? I'm gonna stack cores and be slick. What can I do? I'm gonna stack Vargas. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
if you're gonna do it, this would be the spot. If you're gonna pick on the Yankees, you want to do it on the road first of all, and you want to do it when they're in the National League and they're losing a hitter. That's the right time to do it. Anyway, Joe, I think that like covers the basics of it. It's cores or not cores, and then if not, make some moves. But there's a good amount of pitching, and there's gonna be some tough decisions to be made. Like the mid tier is like okay, right? You got Clevenger and some of these guys, but if you want to get the high tier, which is low, which is like Sale or Bueller, both seem awesome, then that kind of knocks you out of the reach if you want cores. So there's going to be some interesting decisions to be made, right, Joe?
No, definitely. You're going to have to have a lower, off. You're not going to have the obvious plays, of course. That's for sure. So maybe the 7 order.
I tried to throw a 7 and a 5 came out. I was like, what the hell is this? This is like long day.
And you looked at
I looked at it. I was like, what's this? I had to fix it real quick, man. Long day. Long day, bro. All in Ronaldo Lopez. That's the kind of day it was. But anyway, that's gonna do it for the position for the game, for the slate breakdown. At this point, gonna remind everybody, haven't checked us out at wisec.com. Get over there. We're still running the trial for the free week. Suggest you take advantage of it as quickly as possible for the All-Star break. We still will be running the promotion for the rest of the week, but it's only for those who are new to wisec.com, the nation over there. So we are a DFS community premium content provider. This show is obviously helpful to us, and it's also hopefully helpful to the listeners, but it is a first look. A lot of stuff changes throughout the day after research is done, so come check out and see what we end up on. $2.50 is the day pass rate if you want to try it out, but we are running a promo again. You can get 7 days for free if you sign up for the monthly option. If you cancel, if you're not satisfied in the 7 days, you cancel, you will not be charged ever. If you decide that you like what you saw, which I think you will, just let it rock, and we're good. And that's that. So go check us out, wisec.com. Joey, cash game cores. So Bueller and Archer, right? We'll do that. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Which is the stud? Is it Arenado or Story or both or?
On FanDuel, On FanDuel, I want to go with George Springer.
George Springer, I could dig that.
Just a little different.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. On DraftKings, I'm gonna go with Trevor Story because he's not that expensive. So, being as how we just went Bueller Archer, and those may want to go Sale Archer. I think it's like he's still a stud, but he's not the price of one. So I'll go with Story at 4.5. And value guys stand out to you at all? I know without lineups it's kind of difficult, but so.
Yeah. Let's just Jesus. There's just nobody right now off the top of the
top of the dome. Top of the chromium domium. I get it.
Let me look. Let me keep looking. If you see somebody, just holler at.
This one may apply for DraftKings specifically, but Travis d'Arnaud could be leading off, and he's like 3,100 on FanDuel. Like you don't have to play a catcher, so it doesn't seem like what you're not gonna play d'Arnaud over like a first baseman. You know what I'm saying? But like on DraftKings and cash,
I got somebody. Tommy Edman.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I like that. Boom.
Or Jose Martinez.
TCL. Yeah, Martinez is hot. It's double dong today, right, Joey?
Double dong.
They call him Double Dong Jose. You don't want to mess with him. Double dongs all day. Top 3 pitchers overall.
Bueller, number 1. Number 2 is going to be Chris Sale, and number 3 is going to be Chris Archer.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go the same thing. Let's go Sale, Bueller, Archer. Sale, Bueller, Archer. That's a platinum track waiting to happen right there, right? It's like a platinum album right there, like record. That's like waiting for someone to take that and just go viral with. Top 3 stacks, Joe.
Astros. Number 1, number 2 going to be the Red Sox, and number 3 are going to be the Rockies.
I'm going to get real different, Joe. I'm going to get real different. Well, my number 1, it's not the Astros. It's the Rockies. No, I'm just kidding. But it's hard for me to really say anything different other than Coors. It's like Rockies, Astros are my favorites. It's going to be hard to fit them in with a Chris Sale or a Bueller. But maybe tomorrow something else will open up. As far as the third, I think, I'm the Rangers. I think I got it with the Rangers. Vince Canning. I think.
All right.
Dong watch.
Let's go with Pete Alonso.
Paulie's in the chat and he says that his neighbors hate him lately because he keeps dirtying them. He keeps doing that dirty to that neighbor. The neighbors don't like you, but you got to do it. You got to do it. I think I'll go with who did you say? Pete Alonso? Oh, you slick mother sucker, Joe. Wow, that was a good one. I like that.
I like that. A little bit off
you sneaky bastard, you. That shook me off my game. I'm not gonna lie, Joe. It definitely shook me. I'm gonna go with Joey Gallo though. Rebound with Joey Gallo.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go with Gleyber Torres.
Gleyber, do thy dirty to thy neighbor Torres. Yes. He's got the best name. Like at the Nation, he's my favorite name. Like I love Friend with the Goat, all these names, but like Gleyber is officially my new favorite name, because of that nickname that we added. I will go with how about we go with some Josh Bell? He's been hot. Joey likes the Pirates.
Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Freddie Freeman.
I like it. Freddie be free.
Yeah.
Freddie be free. And I will go with. Let's go with Manny Machado. He's gonna come back from a suspension and he's gonna hit a dong off Sean Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
All right.
And that is going to do it for the Why Sake DFS podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a like and a share to support the Why Sake Nation. If you're watching on Twitch or Twitter, give us a follow, give us a retweet. And if you're listening to us on Podbean or iTunes, Give us some 5-star reviews. Joey, anything in closing before we get up out of here?
No, man. Join the nation. Get a week free. Drop 7.
Drop 7 on. That's it.
Win.
For Patio Joe, for myself, the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.